Hello. After a couple of very hot days, it's cooled off. This morning we're sitting under the chestnut trees here at Ritter. It's very pleasant.
Welcome back for episode 4. This time we're going to do something special. People have always worried about how we're going to get along, and being in Germany, and they thought we were kind of a little bit crazy. Were we ever going to find friends? Were we ever going to learn the language? You don't need to worry about us.
We're going to show you a little bit of daily life here in the village and some of the sights and outings that we have went on.
We're going to be showing you excursions that we've taken with the Dorfclub. We'll explain about that a little bit later. But I'm glad that you decided to come along with us.
Enjoy the episode. Welcome to Tripping Over 60.
We're Jim and Linda Ryan, a couple of baby boomers who've caught the travel bug.
Come with us on our adventure
as we move to Wilkau-hasslau, Germany, to begin a new life and a new dream. Okay, it's early in the morning and we've decided to go down to Herr Pescher, the local bakery, and we're just walking because it's just a few minutes down the street here. There's Jim, ever eager, yum, yum, yum. So we're going to walk down. And right there is the bakery. Be there in a few minutes. Okay. 3 minutes from the house, here we are. Everybody's favorite slice of heaven. Morgen!
Morgen.
Jetzt dreht sie auch noch einen Film.
Ah. Lecker, lecker. Are you going to make a selection, Jim?
Yes. Zwei. Kuchen.
Why don't you make that dry? Dry Bienenstück.
Zwei. Schmeckt gut.
That complete.
Gut.
German bakeries are famous for their fresh baked selection of breads and pastries. Some of our favorite regular items include Kartoffelkuchen, Bienenstück, und Streusel mit Pudding.
All of these heavenly treats, €8.60. Today, for tonight, and for breakfast tomorrow.
Deutsch sprechen.
Yeah.
Bitteschön.
Danke.
Bis sie. Bitte.
Tschüss.
Tschüss. Tschüss.
Jim couldn't wait till we got back to the house. So he just walked across the street, sat down at the bus stop. The walk back home is not exactly extensive. We've even got a post box right here, so it's really quite convenient. And we'll be home if I can get Jim to stop eating in just a few minutes.
When our children were here this summer, we would make regular trips down to Herr Pescher's bakery, and we would return with wonderful delights.
Our children love that we live in the same village as a Haribo gummy bear factory. A trip to Haribo wouldn't be complete without bags of yummy treasure.
I sure hope that they didn't have to pay extra on the luggage weight for the trip home.
People often wonder what we do when we're not working on Rittergut or traveling. Why, we're hanging out with our friends, of course. There's Charlotta and Peter, Andrea, Lutz, and Jurek. Sometimes we just sit around inside. Other times we have yummy barbecues, complete with scaffolding and ladders. Our village is really quite picturesque and pastoral. There are flowers everywhere, including at the train stop. Charlotta's backyard has beautiful flowers, which make swimming in the pool or relaxing in the garden oh so enjoyable. There are even strawberry fields nearby, and sometimes Charlotta takes us to pick fresh berries. Charlotta's apple trees this spring were particularly beautiful. This summer they were loaded with apples, and now the summer's coming to an end. We're reaping the benefits of all of those great apples, and Charlotta is baking and giving us wonderful bits of applesauce.
So don't worry about us, folks. We're doing just fine here. We're in a park area about 3 minutes walk from the house. This used to be part of the old Ritter estate. There are 3 ponds here. One of them is quite large. And this is a walking trail which we will be taking a little stroll to see what's up there. We're standing right here at this point, and this is meadow area and who knows what's up there. This is our first time up there, even though it's right next to our house, so come on. You have to follow me up, even if it is uphill. This is the second pond on the property. It's the smaller of the 2. There's a walking path here. It's just a very pleasant place to be. Leaves are starting to fall just a little bit.
Actually, we've never taken this particular walk. We're about 2 minutes from the front door. But you know how people are. The things that are in their backyard they never bother to look at. So we're going to continue on up here, like Jim said, and we'll see about the road not taken.
And
at least not till today.
And here's a park bench where you can sit down and relax. In the wintertime, the local kids also skate on the pond when the ice is thick enough.
Shucks, and I left my ice skates back in the States.
Here's some more of the local residents. We're about a 10-minute walk from the house. They're curious about us.
Gee, I wonder if this one speaks English. Good morning, cow. How about guten Appetit? I guess you don't want to hear that. I think they like English. You know, when you try to plan for days like this, they never happen, but somehow you just head off from home, on foot I might add, and you get this gorgeous day. What a pleasant way to spend a little time. Jim's found a side path here. So, my scout is going to check out what's going on up there.
Well, I've just taken this walking path up to the top of the hill. What we think is the top of this hill is where an 1895 photograph was taken looking down on Ritter. It shows the original manor house before it was torn down and the current one, which is built in 1900. All of the trees that you see around are probably 100 years old or more, because from the photograph this hilltop was quite barren.
So could you actually see our house?
No, it's too many trees and things like that up there to be able to look down and see it. The little teepee youth camp for entertaining the kids is at the top of the hill where we've been before for an outing. It's very nice up here, very pleasant, very lush. We'll keep walking and take some more looking around, but I was hoping to get a photograph like the 1895 one, but it's just not possible, too much foliage.
Okay, well, thank you, Scout, for the good report.
Yes, onward. We live on the edge of town in our little village. It's about less than a 10-minute walk up here to the top of the hill. It's agriculture up here. You can see the wheat fields, and the wheat has been cut and drying. It's very pretty up here. You can see the roof line of Ritter through the treetops. It's a little hard to see, but the tip of the bell tower is also there. And we will continue the panoramic view here of our village.
It actually looks larger when you look at it from this way. There's a lot of new housing that's gone in the last 15 years up in that hill that has all of the red tile roofs. But we like it. We called it home.
And as you can see on this side, there's very large fields of corn waiting to be harvested. Off in the distance, you can just barely see the big bridge that was built in 1938 by Hitler, and it's still in use today. From the view up here, you can see that the village actually sits on a canyon on both sides of the rise, and the Mulda River runs through the middle of the lower section, making it all very, very picturesque.
The Dorfclub is a group of local villagers who meet up monthly. We do fun things in the area, hiking and tours, all kinds of things. We've actually met on this occasion very close to our house. The clubhouse itself is right in the center of the village. Recently we went for a hike in Hundshubel, where the air was crisp, the trees were green, and the berries were delicious. The area is known as a health spot, a Gesundheit area, and there are troughs with mineral water for soaking your bones. Germans enjoy these Gesundheit areas, and our friends were eager to wade into the water.
Earlier this year, we went to Vendenfels, a castle near our village.
Peter and Charlotta took us on a tour of the inside, which included a few interesting things, including this original heating unit. Jim was fascinated by it, but we knew we couldn't get one like that in our house. And of course, Jim found some beautiful wood floor designs. Perhaps something special for Ritter.
Possibly. They said this type of a design is the only one in the area.
Recently, we toured the Zwickauer Kammgarn, which is the old woolen mill in our village.
This mill has produced fine quality worsted wool for 175 years. We received a tour and an explanation of how the machines work. The wool comes in bales about the size of hay. The wool is then dyed in something that looks like large pressure cookers on their sides. This distributes the color equally throughout all of the fibers on the spindles. This is a spindle machine. In the days of the DDR, 30 people per shift worked here changing spindles with thread on them. Today it is 100% automated.
It's April 30 and it's the night of the Walpurgis bonfire, so we're recording over here. Thought we'd take in where the crowd is just beginning to arrive. Way over here is the actual bonfire. It's going to be lit about 8 o'clock. It should be quite an inferno. Everybody looks forward to this every year. We're filming this from upstairs at Ritter. So in a little bit we're going to be down there joining everybody right there at the beer stand.
Because no German event would be complete without tasty local beer.
Since our house is located right across the street from the field, we had a bird's eye view of the festivities. In the last few minutes, apparently the fire department has added a witch to the top of the bonfire. Things get more interesting. It's 8 o'clock. Here come the parade. They're all carrying torches. We're not sure whether or not they're going to actually be lighting the bonfire. We'll all find out together. We had never heard of Walpurgis Night until we came here. Apparently, the tradition of Walpurgis Night and the bonfire has been in European history for hundreds and hundreds of years. The basic concept is twofold. One is to chase away the winter devils, if you will, and welcome spring. And the other is to burn a witch in the bonfire. Hopefully just one that's symbolic. If this was fun for us, there's no 4th of July activity here, but now we've replaced it with a giant bonfire that takes place across the street from our house every April 30. And so as the night wore on, the bonfire continued to roar, although by now the witch was long gone. And so the festivities continued with beer, brats, and man's best friend.
It was so amazing to see this pile of brush turn into a roaring fire, a cause for celebration, and another cold beer.
We hope you've enjoyed seeing our village and all of our many friends. Thanks for coming along with us.
Until next time, I'm Jim,
I'm Linda.
and we're tripping over 60.
Let's finish that walk, shall we?
Why not? Let's go. Over the bridge and home.